As human beings, we made mistakes every day. In cricket, as another professional entity, there are procedures and processes and checklists that helps us to minimize those mistakes. On Thursday night, the Guyanese umpire Nigel Duguid made a mistake that echoed across the cricketing world. Now, there are times when these mistakes have telling impact on games. The one Thursday night never had such an impact. I believe that Duguid, in his ace, refused to follow the process. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the #1 Caribbean cricket channel as we review Week 3 of the Caribbean Premier League 2024. As the team entered the home stretch and are at the top and heading towards the finishing line, two horses have pulled up lame and the connections are on their way home. It is now a 4-team affair. They have spread across the track as they thunder down the home straight. There are many talking points from last week's Caribbean Premier League action, but the one that stood out more than all would be the decision that Nigel Duguid made to give Imad Wasim out when the ball clearly came off the inside portion of the bat. In not too long from now, the story will be told that that ball came out of the middle of the bat. The story would be that the batsman hit the cover of the ball, and despite Nigel Duguid of the benefit of slow motion replay, he still gave the batsman out leg before wicket. Despite the on-field umpire, Christopher Taylor, saying not out, Duguid, despite the evidence, decided to overrule the on-field umpire and gave the batsman out. I clearly do not know what Duguid was thinking. It led to chaotic scenes at the Queen's Park Oval. I do not know what allows him to arrive at that decision. Was it a blip? Or was it that in his haste to come to a decision? We know, you and I know, that over the years we have pressured umpires in how long the DRS take, the multiple review, even when we believe that the decision is obvious. I think Nigel Duguid was saying to himself, I am going to show them that I am good at this. I am going to show them that I only need one replay. And then in his haste to come to the decision, he made the wrong decision. Nigel Duguid did not follow the established process. If he had gone through the procedures, if he had looked at that replay more than once, while we saw it the very first time because we were doing a live watch along and we were interacting and we were saying that the ball hit the bat. Nigel Duguid did not think so. What was he thinking? Clearly, there must have been something else on his mind because it was obvious, and if he was following the process and was following the procedure, this would not have happened. I start this show by saying that as human beings, we made mistakes every day. So I'm not here to crucify Nigel Duguid, but he had brought the game into disrepute by his action, by not following the process, by not looking at the checklist and ticking off the checklist as he goes along. Nigel Duguid brought the game into disrepute on Thursday night. However, last night I saw him umpiring a game again with the Trinbago Knight Riders again. What would have been the consequences if a player had brought the game into disrepute? Would he have been playing in the other game? Would he have been allowed to even continue in this tournament? Why was Shafane Rutherford fired? Why was he asked to leave the tournament? As what Nigel Duguid done, is it parallel with what Shafane Rutherford had done? Or is there one standard for players and another for umpires? Clearly, Nigel Duguid had brought the game into disrepute and should have at least been suspended. He should have at least gone through a process of retraining, just like when a bowler is summoned for throwing. He has to go through some rehabilitation before he can bowl again. Nigel Duguid should have gone through such a process, because on Thursday night, that decision that he made brought the game into disrepute. Yet still, last night, Nigel Duguid was umpiring a cricket game with the same team, with one of the teams that he made the mistake when the match was being played. It's human nature. I am sure subconsciously, Nigel Duguid was trying to make up to the TKR subconsciously. He wants to do good by them then because of the mistake that he made Thursday night. My conclusion, yes, human beings made mistakes every day. You and I do so also. But he brought the game into disrepute and he should get some time off. He should undergo some retraining. I personally have lost confidence in Nigel Duguid unless I have heard that he will be undergoing some retraining. He definitely needs to do so. Now on to the points table. As I said in my introduction, two teams have gone home. They have gone home even before the other teams completed their fixtures. New boys, the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons, have gone home after winning 3 matches and cannot qualify for the playoffs. So too are the Antigua and so too are the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. At the top of the table, after playing 8 matches, are the St. Lucia Kings. They have won 6 of those matches, although the table is said 8, they have won 6. They have lost 2, and they are on 12 points. In second place is the Guyana Amazon Warriors, who are on 10 points, the Barbados Royals on 10 points, the Trinbago Knight Riders on 10 points. These 4 teams will be battling to see who comes first and second so that they can get a second opportunity of qualifying for the finals. For the final. You know that the team that comes first and second have 2 chances of qualifying for the final, while third and fourth in their eliminator, it's a must win for them all the way through. While the team that comes first and second, they can lose 1 match and still qualify for the final. At this stage, the St. Lucia Kings on 12 points from 8 games really has probably one hand on that second place. if they should beat either the Trinbago Knight Riders or the Guyana Amazon Warriors, they will effectively finish in second position, the least, especially if they beat Trinbago Knight Riders. Now, the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons, many Jamaicans would have supported that team because was really the Jamaica Talawas franchise that have been converted. On the part of the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. And I don't know if this is a coincidence. I do not know if this is a coincidence. But in 2022, the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots was having a training session at Border Oval in Guyana. I turned up to watch that training session. I was told by police personnel at the gate that I was not allowed inside to watch the training session. And as I'm saying, I do not know if that directive came from the franchise. I do not know. I'm not here saying that the directive came from the franchise. Or was it the overzealous management of Border that instructed the security personnel not to let me into the ground? I do not know where it came from. But since that incident, the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots did not win a match for the remainder of that tournament. They won one match last year, and you may recall that in 2021, they were the defending champion. They were the champion in 2021. And they have not won a match for the remainder of 2022 since they barred me from their training session. They won one match last year, and this year, they won one again. I don't know if it is coincident. As I said, I don't know if it was the management of the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots that gave the instruction to the security personnel, or was it the overzealous management of the Border Oval that gave that instruction? But probably, just probably, they need to invite me to the team and maybe they will start winning again. When we look at the leading batsmen in the tournament, we saw where West Indies players occupied from second to sixth. The leading West Indies batsman in the tournament at this time is Andre Fletcher. He has 318 runs, averaging 31.8. And that is an improvement in Andre Fletcher over last week when he was averaging 26. While his strike rate came down by 2, for last week his strike rate was 151, his average has gone up. Nicholas Pooran have played 7 matches and is closing in. He has moved up to 275 runs, especially last night after he was dropped on 4 occasions by the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. His average of 45.83 and his strike rate of 176.26 is world class, and he's establishing why he is probably the best T20 batsman going around in the world at this time. Kyle Myers is on 268. Johnson Charles is on 265, and Evan Lewis is on 248. When we look at the bowlers in the tournament so far, Shamar Springer, as a West Indian, is in second place on the overall list. Gudakesh Moti is 5th. Alzarri Joseph is 7th. Fabian Allen 12th. And Obed McCoy 13th. That's their position on the overall list. But when it comes to West Indies bowlers, these are the top 5 West Indies bowlers in the tournament. We saw where Shamar Springer have gotten 12 wickets at an average of 18.0, while Gudakesh Moti 11 wicket, Alzarri Joseph 11, Fabian Allen 9, and Obed McCoy 9. Now, when you look at the KPI, and you know that I'm big on KPI because the key performance indicator give me a far more accurate analysis of what the player is really doing. So how do I arrive at that KPI? I add the average, the economy, and the strike rate, and then divide it by the number of wickets that the player got. In putting all his matrix together, all his figures together, and divide it by the number of wickets, I then get a better understanding of what a wicket is really costing the bowler. And you know, in bowling, the lower the number, the better the bowler is bowling. So when you look at that chart, Gudakesh Moti at 2.85 is really our best bowler. And that gives credence to the fact that he's number 3 in the world in T20. He is followed by Shamar Springer, Alzarri Joseph at 4.21, which is high. But he followed also by Fabian Allen and Obed McCoy. So those are our leading bowlers and our leading batsmen. Let me just run through the table again for you. So the St. Lucia Kings are leading, the Warriors are in second, Barbados Royals are third, the Trinbago Knight Riders are fourth. The Antigua Barbuda Falcons and the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots are on their way home. Andre Fletcher is the leading run scorer in the tournament, followed by Nicholas Pooran, Kyle Myers, Johnson Charles, Elvin Lewis. I'm speaking from a West Indian point of view. When it comes to the bowling, Gudakesh Moti leads from Shamar Springer, Alzarri Joseph, Fabian Allen, and Obed McCoy. So those are the numbers when it surrounds the West Indies players. Now the point I want to make here now, when I look at that performances, on many occasions, I've heard persons called for players. Young players time, other players must get a chance, this player looks good, and all the rhetoric that comes with that. I have maintained that I do not analyze players. I analyze performances. And whether that player is 9 years old or 99 years old, if that player is performing, then I have that player at a higher level than the player that is not performing. And so I'm disappointed with a number of youngsters. I won't call names, but there are a number of youngsters out there who have gotten an opportunity to play in this tournament, and they did not impress. Of course, they play 1 and 2 good knocks here and there. But almost anyone who is playing cricket will have a good knock here and there. The better players are more consistent. Chance if you do not come to the party. Liking a player and how the player perform is 2 different things. And I'm disappointed with a number of our young players. Going forward, as I look at this CPL and as we approach the finishing line, I think that the Trinbago Knight Riders and the Guyana Amazon Warriors will be in the finals again. I think that St. Lucia Kings and Guyana Amazon Warriors are going to come first and second in the tournament. Guyana Amazon Warriors, they are going to beat St. Lucia Kings in the first qualifier. The Trinbago Knight Riders will then beat Barbados Royals in the eliminator. And the Trinbago Knight Riders will then beat St. Lucia Kings in the second qualifier. So, just like last year, the final of the CPL this year, my prediction is that it will be between the Trinbago Knight Riders and the Guyana Amazon Warriors once again. As I look at the fast bowlers, I saw where Alzarri Joseph is really the leading fast bowler. And as we look to pick that team to go to Sri Lanka, it is clear that Alzarri Joseph is saying to the selectors, I am here. I am here and I'm ready. He has been bowling well. And when we look at the squad that was selected for South Africa, where Shamar Joseph and Obed McCoy were really the only two out and out fast bowler in that squad, it's going to be very interesting to see which two fast bowler, out and out fast bowler. We expect Shepherd to be there, of course. We expect one of Shamar, Springer, Jason Older, Matthew Ford. One of those will be there. Our two, Fabian Allen is in that mix. But it's going to be very interesting to see who are the two out and out fast bowler. I really appreciate your company with me this morning as we just review the CPL at this stage. I gave you my prediction. I told you what I think about week 3. If you may interact with me at this time. I thank you for your company. Carlton Ayman is saying, good morning, Cricket Forum. We are too soft with such decisions. And I think you are mean Nigel Duguid. Carlton Ayman, I believe that he should really, as I made a point, he should really undergo a process of retraining. I do not know what's happened to the camera rights, keep going on and off, but I really believe that he should undergo a process of retraining. Even if it's 2 weeks, even if it is a month, just like how the fast bowler or the bowler has to go through that process of recertification, he needs to. Athena, good morning. Greetings to you. Carlton Ayman, bless up, man. Bless up. Nice that you're here. Hopefully, I will have a very packed day tomorrow. The match starts at 9 a.m. I do not know if I can squeeze in a watch along tomorrow morning. Hopefully, I can reschedule my day and we get the watch along. But until then, take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Have a good day, everyone.